Hello students and anyone else watching this video. This is our syllabus for all Spanish courses at Anoka High School. I'm going to give you a little bit of an overview on how you determine proficiency. That is what we do. We teach a language, we have to determine a proficiency level. Therefore, all of our procedures that we have support our goal of proficiency. So before we get to any of your specific questions, you need to understand this because then the policies that we have make sense. There are a number of different things that impact whether or not a student is proficient in a language. The key thing to know is that if you're going to determine proficiency level, so for the end of Spanish 2, not 2A, all of 2, for example, we're targeting intermediate low. And you will have been given a variety of assessments, and we're gathering data on all of those assessments to determine your proficiency level. You have to demonstrate proficiency in a variety of contexts. So when you grade, when you're meeting our proficiency goal, if you will, that runs from roughly, I wonder if I have it in this document here. I'm wondering now, but it runs from roughly, and if it isn't, I can add it in later. Yeah, we were editing this earlier and we took it out. So I'll add it in later. But meeting expectations for the course is running roughly from, say, 85% to 91 when you're actually approaching the next level of proficiency. So maybe instead of intermediate low, if you're a Spanish 2, you're demonstrating intermediate mid. It is unusual for this level. You do see that in the upper levels. Once students have enough of a language, they can really start taking off. Usually for Spanish 2 students, you're not seeing that. But once you are starting to demonstrate indicators that actually determine that next level of proficiency, not all of them, but some. So rather than intermediate low, say intermediate mid, then you're exceeding the expectations of the course, you're advanced, and then that's when you're getting up into the A, the high A, okay, the high A category. So back to these multiple data points. So prior to the end of any given trimester, students are you're formally and informally assessed many times on a variety of themes and in these different skill areas. And it has to be like that. You have to be, if you're going to get a proficiency level, you have to be demonstrating at that level. Okay, and think proficiency, it is tied to your grade because that would be the 85 to 91 range if you're meeting the expectations of the course, percent I'm talking about. And if you're not demonstrating that level in a variety of areas, that's different assessments, your proficiency level actually drops. And so that means that you're actually more of a B minus, maybe C plus student, or it could be lower, right? But all of these scales are developed or attached to a proficiency level. So if you're going to demonstrate a certain proficiency level, you have to be given multiple assessments, which you are, and you have to be demonstrating a certain level on those assessments also, meaning a grade. Those are data points. They're not erased. So this is the question that I'm getting at because we get this. What about a retake? Okay, a retake isn't just another opportunity to you're not standing there throwing free throws. You're relearning something. We give you an opportunity to relearn. You're always given an opportunity again and again and again to demonstrate your skills in speaking, reading, writing, and listening. That's all we do. They're the same skills. So this is how it works. If you have a score right now that you don't like, and some people don't like B pluses, other people are happy with B pluses, but some people don't like B pluses. If you don't like that score, then you have to make sure that the next time you take the assessment, okay, and this is what I'm getting at, the next time you take the assessment, that you're not anywhere near that low score. So let's say the example here in the syllabus, let's say you got a 65 on something, and let's say we're halfway through the trimester, okay? So let's say all trimester you've been getting like 85s, 90s, all of a sudden you get a 65% on something. You have to make sure that you don't repeat that score again, because that's going to establish it as an outlier. At the end of the trimester, anything that's shown as an outlier, okay, and we'll go by skill area. So it'll be broken into speaking, reading, writing, and listening. If you say, let's say you have 6 listening assessments, it doesn't matter if it's a test, it doesn't matter if it's a quiz, these are all data points. If you have 6 listening assessments and all of them are like 85 and you have one that's a 65, okay, more than likely we are going to be making an adjustment in there and doing something where either it's just not counted anymore or we're giving you an alternative assessment. We would perhaps provide an alternative assessment if it were on a test section. It depends on a variety of things, but this is what we don't do. We don't just keep giving you like say it's quiz 1 vocab and it's the first 2 weeks of school and you take the test and you get a D. We're not going to immediately give you a new one for quiz 1. That's irrelevant. You're going to get a quiz 2 for vocab. You're going to get a quiz 3 for vocab. You're going to get you're going to get multiple more times. So if you don't want that score to stand, you have to do the work and replace it with a higher score next time. This is good because it does 2 things for the students. You are immediately focused on what is new. What is new? What am I working towards? The past is the past. I screwed it up. I didn't get what I wanted. Whatever. I'm moving forward. Here's the more important piece. This is what you need to do if you're going to improve performance. You have to look back on behaviors that created that score. Be real with yourself. Usually it's this. Okay, I've been doing this a long time. Usually this is the issue. I didn't do enough practice. My teacher assigned 100 minutes of daily practice, and I did only 40 minutes that week. And then I took this quiz and I got 60%. That's typically the issue. In language, I cannot underscore enough the importance of time on task. You need to be thinking about the language on a regular basis. So again, you will get another opportunity and it's up to you to better that score. These are all data points we're collecting, we're looking at everything, and then we make adjustments at the end of the trimester. Okay? So if you're getting a bunch of 90s and you got 165, you don't have anything to worry about. Okay? If you're getting a bunch of 65s and you get, and you're continually getting 65s, and then at the end you get like an 85 on something, you're probably going to end up somewhere around a 75. We don't know. There's a lot of things that go on. It's going to depend on all these different numbers. But my point is that you need to immediately change your behavior and make sure it doesn't recur. Okay? Let's see. Anything else? You'll get at least 1 assessment per week. You're going to get a lot of feedback, several ungraded things just for feedback purposes. We talk about our primary teaching and learning tools. You've heard about that. Again, we use all of this to chart progress and feedback. FYI, your Vista weekly practice, that's a point of data. We're using it. It's not graded, but it's going to fall into this. So for example, if you're constantly getting like 20% in Vista and you're constantly doing like less than half of the number of minutes that are suggested for each week, and then you're constantly getting C's and you get 185, all of your data points are really showing us that you're pretty much more a C student. You're going to be like the almost meeting. So you have to be working, and that's the long and short of it. You have to be working consistently. So I'm going to say that again. You have to be working consistently. And we have a lot of tools here. You can just read over this document. Thank you.